What is going on, guys? Broken Eyes coming at you today with a brand new deck profile for this channel, and it is post the ban list for February, the one where we got Solemn Judgment and Monster Reborn back, which is really cool. And it's also post Extreme Forces, which is why you can see Vendread Battlelord in the front of this. So without further ado, let's get into it, and I'll explain a few things as I go along. But the new cards, just the artwork themselves, are just wicked looking. So first off, we're going to start off with two Vendread Battlelord. Now, Vendread Battlelord is not as good as Slayer. This is Slayer. It's not as good as Slayer, but basically you can ritual summon it with the ritual spell, like all of them, and then it's kind of like a Shockmaster. You can banish a zombie from the graveyard, declare your card type, and that card type can't be activated this turn. Not the best. And they all have the effect that if it's sent to the graveyard, you can add a ritual monster from your deck to your hand. And if you do, you can send a Vendread monster from your deck to the graveyard. You can only use that effect once per turn. So this is level 7. But it's a really nice beater as well. And next we have 3 Vendread Slayer. Vendread Slayer is just an amazing card for the deck. It's the reason it's playable type of thing. And I hope in the next set, the last set, we finally get a search card, a ritual spell, and another ritual monster, maybe in between, maybe a 5 or something like that, because we already have Chimera as well. But anyway, so Vendread Slayer is same thing. Ritual spell, you can use anything like that, and then when it attacks during damage calculation, the quick effect, you can banish zombie from the graveyard and it gains 300 attack. And then if it's destroyed, same effect as Battlelord. So not too bad. And that is it's that one. Battlelord is 7 and Slayer is 6, so it's very easy to get into. Sorry, Chimera is actually 5. Maybe if we get 4, that'd be cool. So that's it for the ritual monsters. Is all you're running. Next we have Vendread Hound Horde. So what Hound Horde does is they all have these, I think they all have like 3 effects in all. So if this card is in the graveyard, you can discard a Vendread card and special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. They all have a way to special summon themselves from the graveyard, which is really cool. And then a Vendread ritual monster ritual summon with this card gets the effect, you can target, quick effect, you can target one spell or trap card your opponent controls and banish it. So if you used Hound Horde or whatever for Vendread Slayer, Vendread Slayer on top of his own effect gets that extra effect to banish a spell and trap card your opponent controls. And next we have Revenants, same type of effect except for it gets to banish a special summon monster in the field. And then if this card in your possession is destroyed by opponent's card with battle or card effect sent to graveyard, you can just special summon this card, banish when it leaves the field. So it gets a little bit different from the Hound Horde. Next we run 2 Sturges. Sturges isn't a bad card either. I mean, it's got the same kind of effect. I wasn't really running core. If I have core to show you guys, I wasn't really running core. But anyway, I'll get into Striges, yeah. So if this card is sent to the graveyard, reveal a Vendread monster in your hand and special summon that's effect. And then also the ritual monster gets the effect after damage calculation. If this card battles opponent's monster, you can draw a card and discard a card. So yeah, not a bad effect. Now the core, I was running at 1 and I might bump it back up to 1, but core basically, I'll see if I can find core right now real quick. There's core, I have it, okay. So core basically has the effect that your opponent can't target this card with card effects. And then that's the effect it gets for the ritual monster. And then the only problem is, if this card is in the graveyard, you can banish one other zombie type monster from the graveyard, special with this card. So not bad, but only because it's a level 1, it's not great for the ritual summons and stuff. But that's it for the Vendread monsters. That's all the Vendread monsters we're running. Push all this stuff up here. Next we're running 3 Mizuki. Mizuki is just really good because of it can banish itself from the graveyard, especially with a zombie type. Then we're running 2 Gozuki. Gozuki can Foolish Burial a zombie type monster from the graveyard. And then you can banish one zombie type monster from the graveyard and special one zombie type monster from your hand. You can banish this card, so it's an extra like summon or whatever. Next we're running 2 Unizombie. Unizombie is just really good for that Foolish Burial effect as well, because all these cards, the ritual monsters and stuff, can be special from the graveyard, which is really handy. So you can actually send a ritual monster from the graveyard and then special summon it that way. And it's also a good tuner. The only thing I'll say is I run a few synchro monsters, but I am misplacing my Omega, so I've left the space for Omega in my extra deck. I was in a kind of rush to show this video, so I actually forgot it, but I'll show you the space. But if you look in previous videos, I do have it. I mean, and you can look in other stuff and see what it does and stuff. But yeah. So anyway, Vendread Origin is what we have. So basically this card, it's kind of a really confused effect when I first read it, but it can be used to ritual summon any Vendread ritual monster from your hand or graveyard. It must also tribute monster from your hand or field, and or banish zombie type monster from your graveyard whose total levels equal or exceed the thing. Now the best part of this card is this part. If Vendread Slayer you control be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. Now because it says Vendread Slayer, you can use other cards that I'll show you now in a minute. Running 2 Vendread Knights. Vendread Knights is your searcher. Basically discard a card and search any Vendread monsters. You can search the rituals or the monsters or Vendread Origin stuff. Very, very good. Next we have 2 Vendread Chargers running it at 3, but I think it's just not as good for 3. So basically if you've like a Mizuki on the field and Vendread Charge, you just tribute Mizuki, and then you can special summon any Vendread monster from the deck, and then you can use Mizuki's effect later on as well. So not a bad card at all. Next we're running 3 Pre-Preparation of Rites. Pre-Preparation of Rites is just what make this card, or make this deck so strong. It just searches your ritual spell and it searches Vendread Slayer from the deck. Super quick. And then for the new ban list, this went up to 3, which is really good. So basically what you can do is you can add level 7 ritual monster from your deck, which can be Battle Lord or Slayer, and then get your ritual spell from the graveyard back to your hand, which is amazing. So these definitely are 3 of 3 of, definitely. I can't see you playing any less. Next, 2 Allure of Darkness. Most people, what they're doing is running 3 Allure of Darkness and 1 that card that's a spell, a quick play spell that take 3 banish monsters from the banish zone and put back in the graveyard. Now I'm not running that. I'm running 2 Allure of Darkness and 2 Pot of Equivalentness. Nobody really uses this card, but I actually really, really like it. Basically you can target 3 banish monsters, shuffle all 3 into the deck, and then draw 1 card. So you're not going to minus anything either, but I like it anyway. I think it's really good. Next for the ban list, crazy to see this card, Monster Reborn. It helps you get your Vendread backs from the graveyard. Helps you get whatever you want from the graveyard, and even if your opponent has a card that you want, you can get that from the graveyard. The Monster Reborn is so good. I'm running the 1 Vendread Origin. Really cool card. The artwork and stuff on it is really cool. But basically what you do is, if your opponent controls a monster, you target the monster and then it becomes that level. Just really, really cool. It becomes a Vendread monster as well. And then we have the Solemn Judgment. I've been holding on to my secret rare for so long, and now I can actually finally use it. So that is it for the deck profile, guys. The deck is amazing. Just, it's so good at spamming cards and like coming back 1 turn comebacks and stuff like that. I've been playtesting it for a good bit, and it's really, really good. These are just cards I was going to try and put into it. The 3 of, I was trying to run a Shooting Doji, trying to add Chimera into it, and another Vendread Origin, but we'll see anyway for later on. So yeah, so the extra deck, the only thing it's missing is Omega and probably whatever other Link monsters and stuff, probably a Firewall or something like that, or Burrow Load. So I'm running Topological Bomber Dragon, probably still one of my favourite Link monsters at the minute, just because it has that board wipe. I mean, you just have a 3000 meter straight attack. Then we have Decode Talker, just one of the best generic Link monsters at the minute. We have 2 Proxy Dragon for when you do have those other ones. You don't really go into extra deck much in this deck anyway. It's mainly a ritual deck. Because you're running so many level 4s and Mizuki, Kozuki and that stuff, you're running Utopia package, Utopia and Lightning. Then we're running the 1 Baguska for negating effects. We run, because we have a few 3s with Hound Horde and stuff, Levier the Sea Dragon, special in your banished monsters. Then we're running Shiranui Shogun Saga. You can banish a zombie type monster from the graveyard. This card gains attack as well, so if you do that with Vendread Slayer or something, it gets crazy attack. And then when it's destroyed, special and banished. Another board wipe card that works really, really well, because you can easily special these from the graveyard. You don't care about board wiping really well. And then a Clear Wings Synchro Dragon, just another level 7 with Uni Zombie and stuff. So yeah, so that is it for the deck profile, guys. Please stay tuned for an update when the next deck comes out, probably on for another 2 months or that. But yeah, I hope you liked the video, guys. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and good luck.